Hello and howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Root Beer here, looking at question number 16 on our 2018 Gauss paper. The integers 1 to 32 are spaced evenly and in order around the outside of a circle. Although they don't say clockwise or counterclockwise, but that's okay. Straight lines that pass through the center of the circle join these numbers in pairs. So straight lines that pass through the center, these are diameters. Which number is paired with 12? Okay. So we could, well, first we should get a fresh sheet of paper. We could actually draw a circle and write these numbers out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be hard for me to plan ahead and space properly. I certainly don't think I will here. No, I'm definitely going to run out of space. But we could actually sit down and try and work this out. I definitely don't have enough space to do 32, so that didn't work out for me. But of course, you might be better at drawing circles and spacing things out than me. Okay, but we could draw this out and figure it out. That's not impossible. But we sort of don't want to. One, I mean, spacing issues here. We sort of almost need to know the answer to properly be able to leave enough space for things like that. But additionally, it takes time. So what could we do other than that? Well, if we start to think about it, think about our circle, what numbers should be opposite various numbers? Okay. And if we need to, we can even investigate smaller circles that we can more easily draw out. Okay, and this is a sort of a general technique that you can use for larger problems, especially more written problems, in case you start writing things like the Friar contest in a few years, or even preparing for something like the Euclid, or harder questions on, say, a Cayley contest. Okay, looking at smaller cases that you can work out all the details out on is a very good way to understand patterns and notice what's going on. So actually, that's what I'm going to do, just as a little investigation here. Draw a much smaller circle, and we could just try, say, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Not hard to work out with that. And which numbers are across from each other? Well, 1 is across from 3, 2 is across from 4. Why is 2 across from 4? Why is 1 across from 3? So we might try a bigger example. Now, we're going to need even numbers each time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here. Okay, so which numbers are across from each other there? So you might notice things like a half of 4 is 2, and a half of 8 is 4, and things like that. And come to think of it, each pair differs by 4, and where did the 4 come from? Well, it's half the number of numbers we use. And so patterns like that we notice, and you might not notice them as quickly as I'm saying them, but we might try something else like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, almost like a clock. So there's 12 numbers here. A half of 12 is 6, and it looks like the difference between numbers that are across from each other is 6. Okay, so imagine I had a circle with 32, right? It is 32 that we've got. Yeah, 32. So imagine we had a circle with 32. We'd have 1 here. 32 would be right next to it. And what would be opposite 32? Well, a half 32, that's the pattern that we've noticed. And the difference between each pair of numbers that are opposite is 16. So we know 17 is down here opposite the 16. Okay, working a little further back, we'd have the 12 over here, and the 12 should be opposite some number, but that number and 12 need to have a difference of 16. So we don't not understand the number anymore, we understand it perfectly. It's going to have to be 28. Okay? Now some of you might have been able to figure that out just by reading the question and just putting together connections in your brain, but it's studying smaller cases and being able to generalize patterns that can help us for more difficult questions on more upper year contests. And if we're really trying to do well, we need to start planning and preparing and developing those techniques now. So 28 is going to be our answer, and that is the first one, A. So we'll bubble in A, or you would bubble in A if you were actually writing it. I'll just write it down and get ready with a fresh sheet of paper for our very next question. I'll see you there.